landing craft and general amen. Welcome back to Curiosity Forge. I am the Curiosity in the Forge. And today what we're going to work on is a Russian lathe knife. I have no idea what the actual name is, but we made an experimental version for my dad and it kind of works, but then after having a foundation, I went back and watched some more videos and figured out what looked different between theirs and mine, and I think I have everything straightened out. So we're gonna bang this project out and see where I end up, and I'm gonna try to test drive it over here, even though I'm not really that good with a lathe. I just happen to own one. Thanks, Dad. And we'll see what we get out of it. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna take my round bar, I'm gonna flatten it out quite a bit, and then grind it all clean and straight, true it up real good, notch the hardened steel blade that I'm going to make, and weld that in place. And then go through the full heat treatment and tempering cycles and get everything nice and crazy sharp. It turns out I can only sharpen these up to 220 grit. When I go up to 800 and then get ready to polish, the edge is so smooth that there's nothing to bite into the wood when it's turning. So you can polish these edges way too much to be any good. Lesson learned. But I'm going to pause this right here and I'm going to come back when I have some stuff ready to rock and or roll. See you in a bit. Okay, so the first one I made, I cut this at a clean 45. I figured that was a good baseline, but the angle needs to be a good bit more acute. And with a more acute angle, I can lengthen this a little bit. And thankfully, since I have this, all I got to do is lay a straight edge on it and just make it a little bit more of an acute angle and cut off what I don't need on the angle grinder. So that's what I'm going to go with this, and we'll fire up the angle grinder in just a minute here. All right. Yeah, I'm going to do something about as unnatural as huffing paint thinner here and actually use measuring tools. So if you can see that, just going to lop that off right there and then cut a straight line and get it ready for the next step. Alright, next step, we fire up the Atlas Mini Forge and we go ahead and get this round bar squished flat. And this is what we got. I think it was 5/8, and that's what he wanted. And it makes a handle by itself, but he's also got handles he can mount on this to make it easier to control. So let's get this done. And contact. First try. Alright, here comes the boring part. I've got to grind this flat and pretty smooth and get it notched to match the notch I'm going to cut in the blade, and I'll be back when all that's done because it's boring. Okay, so this has been welded on. It's been ground reasonably smooth, but now I have got to heat this up and massage it back to straight again because, of course, it's hard to eyeball your welds, and I'm missing some fixtures that would have made life easier. So I'm going to do that, and the rest of it's just sharpening and heat treating and sharpening. So we'll come back when all that's done and test drive this bad boy and see what happens. Okay, so here we are. It's been heat treated, it's been tempered, it's been sharpened, and we're ready to test run it. And you're about to see something that normally doesn't make an appearance in my shop, but powered woodworking tools. Who knew they existed? There you have it, folks. It works. It's far better than the last one, and I think that Dad should be able to make some nice stuff with this. I don't know how to use one of these, so I had a hard time controlling it, but when it went right, it actually left a very, very smooth, clean finish like we saw on the videos. So I'll upload this tonight. I'm fixing to take off and drop this off at Dad's house and hang out with him for an hour or two. So until next time, praise the forge and pass the borax. Y'all stay safe in your shops. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for being interested. I will see you later.